Hello and welcome to another hobby vlog here on the YouTube channel Speedfaming Fellowship. My name is Andreas, Norwegian Viking, and this is my hobby vlog number 70 something. It's been a while. I haven't really been doing that much hobbying. Well, I have, but I haven't finished anything in quite some time. Reasons for this is, of course, this lovely studio. It has taken most of the month of June away with painting the walls, so I've done some painting and finishing the walls. So I actually finished something, but it isn't a miniature at all. It's quite big. Yeah, multiple square feet. It's like nearly 50 square meters, the entire studio. I didn't want to do this in front of the green screen because that means much more editing time, and I'd rather spend that on painting, to be perfectly honest. So apologies for the subpar quality of this video. So last time you saw my hobby vlog, it would have been my promise to finish the Lake Town Guard before some time. Yeah, I can't remember. They are still very much unfinished, sadly. I did a big gaming convention the last weekend of June, and that basically took away all my free time running up to that event a week before. So I did spend time in the studio, I did spend time at home, but that was constantly working on a computer, making that festival the best it could have been. So not a lot of painting done, but I am now back in my groove, and I'll and a big groove, I think, if I can finish what I have planned in time. So without further ado, let's see what I've planned for this and the coming weeks. Alright, so this is the studio. Here is Stig. Very summerly today, I must say.
Yeah, well, you can actually call it a summer at this point, yeah, sort of.
Bit cloudy, but it's good temperature. So we have, of course, in the studio, we have a painting station, an airbrush station. Mm-hmm. We have room beside the PCs as well to do painting and airbrushing as well. So it could quite comfortably fit 4 people painting at the same time. So that's what I'm doing for the next couple of days. By the way, it's currently Sunday. It's Sunday 5 o'clock, basically. Yeah, nearly 6 in the evening. And I have a lot to do. So in about 3 weeks, you will hopefully see these 2 finished. So this is a project that I'm currently working on. It's 2 Smaugs, and you might say, why in blue hells are you painting 2 Smaugs? Well, this one is mine. So this Smaug with the unfinished base, not touch base, is mine. This Smaug, however, is another gentleman's Smaug, and I was offered to paint that Smaug, and the offer was so good I couldn't refuse. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm doing 1 Smaug, and that's primarily airbrushing, with some detail work afterwards, I could comfortably paint 2 Smaugs at the same time, because the most of that time would be cleaning the airbrush and mixing paints for the airbrush, and that well, doing that for 2 instead of 1 shouldn't be that much of an issue. So I received this Smaug in the mail on Monday, so I've had them for about 6 days now. I think the clock is currently on 12.5 hours. And that's the amount of work that has gone into them so far. So there's quite an extensive amount of green stuffing, cleaning, both with cleaning away mold lines as well as cleaning the actual resin. So the Smaugs will be painted in 4 sub-assemblies. It's the wings, because the wings are huge and they cover most of the body, so I don't want to paint those glued on. And as well, these spikes, heavily reinforced with pinning, so hopefully, knock on wood, they will not break off like I've seen so many other Smaugs does. The other part is the main body. So the main body of Smaug is in all in one part. And I have plans for how to actually make this work with painting it. But I wanted a seamless like airbrush strategy going into this, so I didn't want to just paint the neck, just paint the head, just paint the tail. I wanted everything to be fit together so I could like blend the colors into each other. And lastly, it's the base. Point one being that it's making it hard to paint under things if I had it glued onto the base. Not necessarily getting a handle on it as well. And the third part is I'm going to make different bases for Smaug, at least for my Smaug. Making alternate bases wasn't part of the deal for this one, but I will do 2 more bases for my Smaug. I will do one lake town base. I have an idea featuring a lake town building of sorts, and the other one will be just a normal base, because I feel like Smaug isn't carrying around 2 metric tons of gold around him. So that's my Smaugs. So I have until I leave for Ardicon, which is on the Wednesday evening?
Wednesday in the day.
Wednesday morning, I think.
About 2-ish.
Oh yeah, okay, so Wednesday afternoon. So, and that is on the 3rd?
I honestly have no idea.
Alright, so
Something like that.
it's in about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3.5 weeks. Yeah. So that means that after my current project, this will be the only thing I will do for the next 3.5 weeks, or until I'm finished. With this one, of course, taking priority because this belongs to a gentleman in Britain, and I want to, first of all, I don't trust the postal service, so I want to bring this along, so it arrives in one piece, as well as that saves us both on shipping, I guess. So I think it will be ample time, because I can clock around 5 to 6 hours a day to do the Smaugs. So I think 120 hours will be enough.
One can hope.
One can hope. The next thing I did, actually, was while I was waiting for Smaug, I assembled my Primaris Marines. So this is 2 starter kits minus the 4 characters from one of the kits of Primaris Marines. So I have 4 intercessor squads, 2 Hellfire squads, and 2 squads of the jump back troops. I can never remember their names, and 2 lieutenants, 1 ancient and 1 captain. So these will of course be in my Imperial Fist colours, and yeah, assembling them was not hard at all. It was just some old line removal, and I actually got a new way to make my spaces for the bases. So I've been cutting these by hand for a long time, and I figured, like, why am I doing it so hard for myself when I have a 2-hole punch and an A4 sheet of plasticard? So I just started hammering away on a A4 sheet of plasticard, and just made all my spaces. So that's good. So I have no clue when these will be done. I hope soon, because I want to play some games of 40k immediately, because the game is so cool. But something else has drawn my attention away from both Smaug and the Primaris Marines. And that is the Grand Campaign. Because we are filming, we are running shorter videos for the Grand Campaign, I thought we had much better time. But suddenly, during summer vacation, something happened. And that was that we only have 2 episodes to air for our patrons and 3 episodes to air for everyone else. And since in about 70 weeks, we haven't missed a beat, we haven't missed an entire episode.
Can't start now.
We can't start now. And for those paying attention, we are currently releasing the last of the Fall of the Necromancer episodes. Released the White Dwarf version of Fall of the Necromancer for everyone on Saturday. And this coming Saturday, it will be SPG issue 3, The Siege of Dol Guldur.
One of my highlights so far in this campaign.
That was, I mean, if you haven't seen one of our episodes yet, it is about 2 hours long, so it's one of the longer episodes we ever done. But again, it's like a 2,500 point battle. But it's so close at the end. It is like the scenario Tom and Damien wrote for that book or that magazine is such an incredible scenario. I've played that scenario, I think, about 4 times now, as a participation game, both at Ardicon last year as well as Desolation of Stockport when the magazine was released. The game, like the scenario, is so balanced and such incredible. So I highly recommend you watch that. Couldn't be prouder of Tom and Damien for making such a scenario, and it is one of my highlights. Not necessarily as proud of the miniatures we used, because we had to use some unpainted miniatures, sadly, because who has 36 Mirkwood elves?
We almost had it.
Yeah, well, we were missing like 12 or something.
Not even that many, but a few we were missing.
But Stieg is painting more Mirkwood elves soon. Yeah. That has been delegated for him, because we actually need 36 Mirkwood elves for the Grand Campaign when we come to the Battle of 5 Armies.
And ironically enough, this is roughly the time I stopped playing Mirkwood elves. I thought.
Luckily, you don't need cavalry for the Grand Campaign.
There is at least that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So at the moment, almost done with the Grace. Benediction is, well, now drying. So I'm doing my stuff as well.
And if you zoom in on the painting table, you maybe see some teasers for what Stieg is bringing to Ardicon.
Yeah, have a look.
Oh, we'll pan away quickly. Yeah. All right. So looming before you is my task. These have to be done in 48 hours. Are you kidding me? All right. So I was talking about the Grand Campaign and the Fall of the Necromancer. We did all of the Fall of the Necromancer stuff, and we have a problem because Games Workshop, or Middle-earth team, hasn't released Bard's Children. And we need Bard's Children, and I haven't painted Smaug. So, what are we doing then? Well, we're going back in time, to the time of Durin. Durin the 5th? 2nd? I don't know which Durin it is. I know that the next Durin, the one after the Battle of 5 Armies, will be the last Durin. But because of the prophecy and everything. But we're going back to the time of Durin. And this is because immediately after the Battle of the 5 Armies, we will take Balin and follow him to his conquest of Moria and eventual death. So we wanted to integrate that into the campaign. I know we should have done Durin a long time ago, but for some reason we didn't. So, amazingly enough, in my 25 years career as a miniature painter and 16-year-long career as a Middle-earth painter, I have never painted a Moray Goblin for myself. And since everyone is away on vacation, people who have painted Moray Goblins are not in Norway or far away. So that leaves me to paint 72 Moray Goblins, 6 prowlers, drum and the drum beaters, and 2 captains. I have luckily painted 5 cave trolls, 2 shamans, druzhag, ashrak and bat swarms. So I have a lot, and the other Andreas has a balrog.
Thank God.
And I have a dragon. So this is a lot of models, and 48 hours, cool enough. I have painted an Army of the Dead of the same size in half the time I have left to paint these. But about 6 o'clock, I've been rambling on for about 15 minutes now. So in nearly exactly 48 hours, these will be taking part in the Saga of Durin. 4 or 5 scenarios we are filming, and then I luckily don't have to paint these yet, but these guys also will have a feature on the Grand Campaign before we dip into Lake Town. This is of course Arathorn, the father of Aragorn, and Berda, the troll, the hill troll chieftain. So these will also have a handful of scenarios before we go to Lake Town, because we need the children. We need Dewey to finish his Forge scenario. I need to paint Smaug, and we need more content for the Grand Campaign filmed. So this is the reason we're taking a small departure from the narrative, as it were, but this story at least happens roughly at the same time that The Hobbit is going on, and we need to film the Durin stuff, so yeah. So tomorrow's Monday, I'll give you an update before I post this up. And yeah, nothing more to say, really. Do you have anything to say, Stig?
Not particularly. I find your little army a challenge, and I wish you the best of luck. I think you'll need it. Maybe I should come by here every day just to sit here and watch you.
And distract me?
Oh, I wouldn't think of it. No, I have my own stuff going on here, so I have plenty to do myself.
Yeah.
I have an entire brewers team hiding in a corner somewhere. Well, they're actually up in there.
Yeah, brewers full of Guild Ball. Yeah. So yeah. It's going to be a hard slog, I think, but luckily I am very, very tuned to batch painting, and I only have one standard, and that's my Achilles heel, because I could look just like 3 colors, a wash, they're done. But my thing is like, this one has 1 color, then highlight, then wash, then highlight, then highlight, then highlight. So it's going to take some time, but yeah. Sorry in advance for my girlfriend who won't see me for the next couple of days. And also you can see here the rig. This has been used to do filming of me basically doing the Smaug project. So you can look forward to see a time-lapse video of everything on Smaug, including painting when I get to that. Yeah. So I think the camera will be in the corner there, yeah, watching me. It's about 1 picture every 60 seconds, so you can see the progress going on. Hello everyone, it's Monday, it's currently about 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's been 24 hours. So let's have a look at what 24 hours have given me. So this is the Goblin Horde, and on camera it might not look that much, but since I am a stupid idiot and I only have one mode of painting, really. This is 7 stages of Goblin. So what you have here is the armor is weathered, it's rusty, it has 2 layers of washers, it has rust, it has 2 different colors of metal, and yeah, and I've just finished the base coat for the skin. So the skin will have some layers, and actually after that it's well, the goblin might look finished, but there's still some leather bits and some cloth bits to do after that, and the base, of course. So I will have some rough 24 hours to go, but all of these guys, 82 models, or 83 if you count the drum, which I actually have painted, glorious rusted metal, is soon to be done. And to give you a flashback, this is a goblin I did ages ago. Not ages ago, for the Grand Campaign like a year ago or something. This is the end result. This is what they will look like. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with my progress. I stayed up, watched the WWE Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, stupid horrendous name, until 5 o'clock in the morning, Norwegian time, and painted metal. That was what I did for about 7 hours. I painted metal yesterday, and today I'm doing the skin. So since it's Monday and it's hobby vlog time, I might as well go and upload this and show you what I've done, and stay tuned, because next week's hobby vlog will include how to paint a goblin army in 24 hours, or that's what I hope. If I can finish, and as well as more of these guys, the Smaugs. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. Do comment, like, share and subscribe. Support us on Patreon by using the link in the description below, and as always, support your hobby.